Welcome back to the LPR Trading Group YouTube channel. It's Dave again. I've got another trade review for you guys today. Now, what I want to do is I want to show you my trade executions on the chart. I want to show you the P&L at the end of it, which I don't love doing because it just makes you guys chase nonsense. And then I want to go through the trade, both the trade on our trading view chart here, and I also want to go through the trade on our footprint chart. Okay, I want to show you how both of them are going to correlate with each other and how they can work together. First off here, let's bring up Discord, P&Ls. This is the P&L for today. I traded 4 Apex accounts, so it was about $1,500 per account, somewhere in there. And then we go to my channel here. Here's the trade idea. So this is a trade idea at 855. All I wanted to see in the market today, this is all I wanted to see in the market today, was a sweep of some lows and then a drive back into this weekly fair value gap here, okay? The market's been weak. In order for the market to be bullish, remain bullish, I wanted to close inside of this area and a drive up on price. I knew there would possibly be a long here into this area, even if we failed, which we did. So we took the long trade. I will get rid of this. Go into my final trade here. I tried it once in this area, took a stop out, started again, added some more, got a few partials, added on this pullback here. We'll talk about that in the order flow section of it. And then we got this drive right through the highs. We took the rest off into 43.12s and 43.14. Okay, so that's the trade for today. Let's start with our charts, our regular bar charts. What do we have here? Let's go to the daily. On the daily chart, what I really wanted to see is not what happened. But listen, it is what it is. I wanted price to hold this weekly fair value gap. And to make it simple, we'll go to the weekly chart here to start. Weekly fair value gap along with volume imbalance on the weekly. Okay, so I wanted price to hold that area. Why? If we looked at price or look at price for the past few days, holding. This was today's price action. If we could wick down below these lows, turn around, hold this area, and close within this fair value gap, it's giving us a really good chance that we could possibly reach 4,400, which was the beginning or open of this daily fair value gap up here. That did not happen. Tomorrow it's time to reassess. Let's break down to the smaller time frames. 1 hour chart, okay? What do we want to see here on the 1 hour chart? This is the on session, so the overnight session. I had these pivot lows marked. All of these lows are what? Relatively equal lows, okay? Relatively equal lows. I expected a sweep below here and then a drive where? Into the front side of this fair value gap on the weekly, 43.12. We'll break this down even further. 5-minute chart. Here we go. Same lows, all relatively equal lows. What is this meaning? It means there's probably a pool of liquidity sitting down here that are sell stops from all of the buyers that try to get long this move, as well as sellers going to try and aggressively short this low. What could this turn into? It could turn into a sweep, a liquidity grab, hold, and we go. Let's go down to the 1-minute chart. We've got the 1-minute chart. I tried my first entry here. Why did this fail? Number one, not very good order flow. Number two, no market structure shift or displacement higher. Okay, that's why this trade failed. I stopped out, trade went down. We internally swept lows right here. My only issue with this trade, was this internal double bottom. Once this happened and the trade started driving up, I told the chat there's a very good chance that we're going to come back and revisit this low. This was also a poor low on the TPO chart. Look up poor lows if you don't know what poor lows are. I will continue to do TPO charts in the future to explain all of this, but I want to get your attention on this first. Okay, so we double bottom here. I didn't love the fact that we had a double bottom, but I was still looking for a trade entry. Okay, willing to stop up below here and possibly re-enter if I had to. We took a position here on this little rebalance after this micro displacement. Well, maybe it just looks micro because I'm kind of crushed up here. We start displacing higher on this print. We get a little rebalance, got some in here. We drove up, market structure shift, better displacement to the upside. As we're pulling back, we were buying in this area, targeting here. We had some partial targets come out at these highs. I believe I took another one out at this high, and then we bought a pullback in here for the squeeze higher, or added a pullback in there for the squeeze higher, and we took the rest off in front of the 12s and at the 14s. Okay, let me show you what this looks like on order flow, just so you guys can see how you can line these two systems up, and order flow traders can stop hating on ICT traders, and ICT traders can stop hating on order flow traders. All right, it's toxic, it's nonsense, it's ego and testosterone filled. I don't like it. Okay, all right, so we'll go back to this area right here. Get my epic pen out. This is price moving down, down, down. What do? We move down. We're starting to fail to accept lower. We move down again. This is an okay low on failed acceptance lower. We have no buy side imbalances though. It's okay. That's just one piece of the puzzle. It would feel a lot better if it was there. It wasn't in this case. Price drives up. Okay. This is our minor displacement to the upside that built our fair value gap here. Okay. The fair value gap. Let me just go back and reference it here. That drive up built this 1 minute fair value gap in here. Okay, we'll go back to the footprint chart. We get a drive up. What do we get? Aggressive buyers, aggressive buyers. Then, which is the most important part, we get aggressive buyers opening on the next print. This tells me that we're strong. Okay, we're strong right now, and there's going to be some profit taking, sellers trying to hit this thing, and we're looking to buy back into these areas. Where are the best areas for me to buy for value? Okay, the best areas for me to buy on this push for value would be here and here. And this is exactly where I bought. We added another one in here, and we added 2 more contracts in here. We pulled back, we held. Don't love this low. This low's okay. Sellers try to hit these highs. Buyers fail to accept higher in this area, which is fine. Held this low on the pullbacks, and we started driving higher. Okay, so now that we know we're right on the trade is driving higher. Dave, how do you know when to take profits out? Pivot highs are a really good thing. Another good thing is when you're looking at these prints that are driving higher, pay attention to if we're failing to accept higher and there are sell side imbalances, these prints right here at the top of these candles, it could be an indication that we're wanting to reverse. Okay? Price drives up. We get this little pullback here. This print right here got me slightly worried. Not worried, but I thought that maybe I was going to get tagged break even on the rest of my position, because this looked like sellers or buyers were failing to accept higher. Sellers began to hit the market. Sellers began to print. The saving grace for me on this trade right here was as soon as this next print opened, what did we do? Ticked below this guy. Sellers failed to accept lower. Buyers started taking over the market. Price drove up, most importantly, through these sellers and started printing more buyers and continued pushing higher. Okay? Another reason why I'd like to hold this trade and why I held this trade is this high right here is not showing any sort of failed acceptance. It's not giving us a very clean failed acceptance. It's not giving us sell side imbalances, showing us aggressive sellers are hitting the market. So I again told the chat, I'm pretty confident holding this trade to and through these highs. Okay, we drive over here. This is where we're flirting with these highs. Right in this area, flirting with the highs, flirting with the highs. We pull back, we drive back up, we get through the highs again with buyers. Great. The bar previous to this breakout here, this one, where were the buyers sitting? Right here. Where do we want to buy pullbacks? Right here. This was my ad. We drive up, we pull back, we buy, we get buy side imbalances. Sellers are aggressively selling into these buyers, but they cannot move price down. What happens? Sellers give up, start covering. What does price do? Drives through the highs. We talked about all of this in chat today. We drive through the highs, okay? And I'll go back and we'll show you here. Look at this whole morning. See all these wicks at the highs? This makes sellers very hungry. Be honest with me and tell me in the comment section if you tried to sell the market here, okay? This makes sellers very hungry. And the way my head thinks is if sellers are seeing a very obvious play like this, we're weak into all of these highs, we want to short this, and they're aggressively shorting it like we saw on the footprints, right here. They're aggressively shorting it, but they cannot rotate the market down. What does that mean? There's buyers sitting here absorbing these sell orders, okay? Sellers are not able to push lower. What is their only choice when buyers start driving price up? Cover. What's a cover? A buy. What does a buy do to the market when it's on the short side and the longs are pressuring the offers as well with buys? It'll drive the market or squeeze the market to the upside. What did the market do? We came out of here and we squeezed to the upside. What was the squeeze about? We just squeezed out all of these people trying to sell this area. Now they're freaking out, cover, 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 which is buy, buy, buy. Buyers are buying, buying, buying. Meanwhile, we're in from down here, we added here, and we're selling into this freight train moving up. This is how you want to trade, okay? This is how you want to trade. Now we get into our fair value gap right up here. Weekly fair value gap, I'm out at 12, I'm out at 14. We get up to 17, all right? Now, if you want to still be a buyer up here, what could you buy as per ICT methods? Okay, this is not discount. I understand. This is not discount. This is a fair value gap. Is there a play here? Not for me, but maybe for some sole ICT traders, there might be a play here. For me, there was not. Why? I'll show you. As price drives up, we start getting sell-side imbalances to the top side. We're starting a minor failed acceptance. Okay, we're not failing largely, but we're starting a failed acceptance with aggressive sell-side imbalances here. Next print opens, sell-side imbalances, larger failed acceptance. Large sellers presenting themselves in the market. More sellers presenting themselves in the market. We get down to the low. We do not have sellers failing to accept a low. We leave a low open that is likely to be retested. Why? There's incomplete auctions in this area. You see this auction? It is not complete. We're not zeroed out. These prints have not petered off. This auction is likely to be completed. And by completed, I mean retested and driven through, okay? On the very small term, if you look at this range, this is the draw on this small range, okay? Anyways, we drive back up. Buyers agreeing to push higher at this point. We drive through this print. What happens? Failed acceptance. And what else? Think about it in your head. What else happened on this print? 1, 2, 3. Sell-side imbalance at the highs. These are aggressive sellers hitting the bid at these highs saying they want price down. These are buyers, aggressive buyers, petering off and failing to participate at the highs. So now you've got a draw at these lows, and this isn't a draw that I would always trade to, okay? But this is a draw at the lows, which is a very weak low, incomplete auction. And we've got buyers failing to accept higher, sellers putting aggressive sell-side pressure on. Where's the market likely to go? Down. I agree. There was news. Dave, there was jolts today. Yes, I understand. Because of that little kerfuffle that I explained up here, it doesn't always mean the market is going to do like this. This was very much news-driven, the velocity of this move. If news was not on today, do I believe something similar would have happened? Yes, maybe not as violent, but I do believe that the market would have come back, gone through these lows, and maybe made a slower grind to the downside. But I believe it would have still done the same thing. Let's fast forward through some jolts here, okay? Now, what do we have? We have prints moving to the downside. No participation up here. What are sellers doing into the lows? Selling aggressively. When this print opens, what does the next print want to do? Run back up into those past aggressive sellers, drive down, run back up, past aggressive sellers. You get the point. Another print. Lots of sellers into these lows. What does price want to do when it opens and starts driving lower? It wants to run back up and retest these areas. This is a beautiful retest right here. Why? 2 reasons. I've explained it. Failed acceptance on the buy side. Good job. Sell imbalance. Sellers aggressively hitting the bid. Okay? Price begins to drive down some more, and you can see this happening over and over and over again. Aggressive sellers here. Aggressive sellers here. Where does the market want to interact with? The aggressive sellers. Dave, it doesn't always work. Absolutely, it does not always work. Okay? Absolutely, it does not always work. When doesn't it work? Usually when there's a single print like this in the market, and if the market finds a low like it's done here, failed acceptance on the sell side, sellers fail to accept lower, buy side imbalances, price drives up. This doesn't mean buy. It means wait for buyers. Once you get buyers and the next print opens, you can look for what? Pullbacks into the previous buyers. Okay? We drive higher. Where are these buyers? What do you look for? Pullbacks into the previous buyers. Okay? Now, once price starts driving down here, there are very few buyers left exposed. Price has taken all of these buyers. So all the buyers are gone. All the areas for buyers to hold are gone. What is the market naturally going to do? Move down. Print's going to open up. Where are we going to retest? The sellers. Market's going to move down. Where are we going to retest? In this case, this is a single seller. Okay? You get the point. This was my trade for the day. This is how I combine ICT and order flow concepts. If you got to the end of the video, write LPR down in the comment section. I've got a surprise for you guys. Anyone who writes LPR down in the comment section and you made it to the end of the video, I got a surprise for you. Thank you guys so much for watching these videos. I really appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the channel. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will get back to every single one of your comments as I always do. Trade safe, guys. Good luck.